And now for our next news special report.
Folks, you won't believe the latest hysteria coming out of MSNBC. Their so-called historian Michael Besklaas just went on an unhinged rant about former President Trump. He claims Trump wants to be a dictator and cause anarchy if he wins a second term. This special report will break down these outrageous claims and reveal the truth behind the media's desperate attempts to fearmonger. And you don't want to miss our final thought on why this matters to every American citizen. Now, before we dive into the special report, let's talk about something important. As summer approaches, temperatures are skyrocketing and so are AC bills. A shocking 20 million households are behind on their power bills, and with some power companies reporting a massive $13 million in uncollected bills. But there is a solution. I've been using this incredible mini AC unit that cools any room in minutes and saves me a ton on energy bills. It's a lifesaver during heat waves and blackouts. To stay cool and save money, visit EasySummerCool.com for up to 60% off with a 60-day risk-free guarantee and fast shipping. Don't miss out. Now, this weekend, MSNBC's so-called historian Michael Besklaas delivered a rant that's as unhinged as it is unsubstantiated. He claimed that if former President Trump wins a second term, America will devolve into a dictatorship and anarchy. Let's be clear. This is fear-mongering at its worst, a blatant attempt to smear Trump and scare the American public with baseless accusations. And he didn't stop there. He accused Trump of wanting to dismantle the rule of law and undermine the Constitution. That's exactly what the Democrats are doing right now. Now, these claims are not only outrageous, but they're also unfounded. And of course, the irony here is that Besklaas, in his partisan fervor, is the one spreading this hysteria and division. See for yourself.
We have a guilty verdict against the former president on 34 criminal counts while he's also running for president. There's no legal or political precedent for what we are witnessing. But how does this compare to other destabilizing moments in our history?
Well, I think the choice is actually pretty clear. You know, we've got a convicted felon, but, you know, in days of yore, if a convicted felon had run, let's say, for alderman, which was probably about as high as he or she would have aspired until the last couple of decades, that person would have said, I served my time, I learned my lesson, I have remorse. There's going to be no one more zealous than I am in enforcing our legal system. Instead, you know, you and I saw that rant at the bottom of the brass elevator in Trump Tower yesterday by the presumed Republican nominee of this year. And he's saying the system is rotten. I want to dismantle parts of the Constitution. I think that people should not respect the law. And so when you've got someone who is promising at the same time to be dictator for a day, and it'll never be for a day, as you know, it'll be for 4 years, if not for his lifetime, if that begins. At the same time as he's saying, I'm going to dismantle our rule of law, which is the glory of America, keeps the peace, assures fairness when it works for all Americans. You've got dictatorship and anarchy at the same time. Mm-hmm. Do you, Jonathan, think that a majority of Americans is going to vote for dictatorship and anarchy in November? I don't think so.
Yeah.
Now, in his tirade, he referenced Trump's public statements about the system being rotten. He twisted these remarks to fit his narrative, ignoring the context of Trump's commitment to reforming a system many Americans believe is broken. He also failed to mention that Trump was found guilty of falsifying business records, a charge that many see as politically motivated. Now, this is not the first time the media has distorted Trump's words to push an agenda. His rant is part of a larger pattern of biased reporting aimed at discrediting Trump and his supporters. The media's constant barrage of negative coverage is designed to sway public opinion, but Americans are waking up to these tactics. And shockingly, YouTube refers to MSNBC as authoritative news. But let's talk about the real issue: the media's role in shaping narratives. When so-called historians like Besklaas use their platform to spread fear and misinformation, they're not just attacking Trump, they're undermining the integrity of journalism. The American people deserve honest reporting, not partisan propaganda. Moreover, his alarmist rhetoric about Trump leading us into a dictatorship and anarchy is not only absurd, but it's also dangerous. Such statements only serve to deepen divisions and create more unrest. It's irresponsible for someone in his position to make such incendiary claims without evidence. Trump's presidency, despite its controversies, was marked by significant achievements, from economic growth to criminal justice reform. Trump delivered on many promises, yet the media rarely highlights these successes. Instead, they focus on creating a narrative of chaos and instability. Now, Besklaas and his ilk would have you believe that Trump is a threat to democracy. But let's not forget who's really undermining our republic. It is the media, with their constant stream of biased reporting and unfounded allegations. They're the ones sowing discord and distrust among the public. As we look ahead to the next election, it's crucial to question the narratives being pushed by the media. That's why the Next News Network exists, to correct these narratives. Now, are they presenting facts or just their version of the truth? The American people deserve better. They deserve a media that reports honestly and fairly. If you got value from this report, tap subscribe. It's time for my final thought. This story matters because it highlights the dangerous role the media can play in shaping public perception. When figures like Michael Besklaas use their platform to spread unfounded fears, they undermine trust in journalism and deepen divisions in our republic. It's crucial for Americans to seek out the truth and question the narratives being pushed by the media. Our future depends on a well-informed public that can see through the bias and focus on what truly matters: truth, justice, and the American way.
Congratulations, you made it to the end of the video. Now keep up your quest for truth with this next news report. And if you found our channel enlightening, join the millions who agree with you. Tap subscribe. Thank you for watching the Next News Network.